Once you're in the later stages of Draconic Evolution, you're going to then need to kill the Chaos Guardian, or maybe multiple Chaos Guardians. So how do we do it? How do we find it? What do we do? What are some tips and tricks? Number one, finding the Chaos Guardian. Looking at my coordinates here, you can see I'm at X 20,000, Y doesn't matter, and Z 20,000. So the Chaos Guardian will actually spawn at 10,000x, 20,000x, 30,000x, 40,000x, and 50,000x, etc. on those coordinates. Doesn't matter what Z is, but it will also spawn at 10,000Z, 20,000Z, 30,000Z. So obviously you will then see it at 10,000Z and X and 10,000X and Z, because those coordinates will interact at those points. But every 10,000 of either axis doesn't have to be both at the same time like I am. You can go to 10,000x, but 10 bazillion Z, it doesn't matter. But obviously they will overlap at the 10,000 of each. That's where you'll find a Chaos Guardian here. Basically, a Chaos Guardian island. It's a pretty big place, but I think it is an island. Yes, it is an island. You're going to need very, very, very good gear. It shoots laser beams. It has fireballs. It's pretty much the same as the End Dragon, but incredibly powerful. Tips and tricks on what to bring. Now, I'm using a chaotic bow here, but you could use a draconic one, of course. I'm just showing you with making it easier for myself, basically. But imagining Shift and C to go into your modules, imagining you're using a draconic rather than chaotic versions, what I would recommend is you get a load of projectile damage modules to give you loads more projectile damage. Then get speed modules. These are the ones that are going to be the drawback speed on your bow, so you can draw it back faster. Then get a load of velocity modules, meaning that the arrow is going to fly a lot faster and hit the Ender Dragon, or the Chaos Guardian, a lot quicker. Then get some projectile accuracy modules, making it more accurate, and then get an auto fire module. The TLDR here, get tons of damage, drawback speed really quick, arrow speed really quick, and then get an auto fire so that it goes really quickly on its own with you just holding the right mouse button down. And then accuracy to reduce inaccuracy. And with my example, you've still got all this left. You could add a wireless energy module or something in here. But when I hold this right button down, look how fast I fire arrows. It is literally insane. And it's going to make targeting the Chaos Guardian so much easier. But of course, first of all, we must destroy the crystals in here. These do work from the fireballs that the Chaos Guardian shoots at you. These are just normal iron bars. You can go through them. TNT will work. Any sort of explosion will work to get you through the bars. And then you need to do a load of damage to the crystal. I'm using it here with an upgraded chaotic sword, but you'll see here, it doesn't look like it's doing damage, but it will, as you can see here. So just keep going at it. It does make a sound, and the sound kind of gets more intense the closer it is to being destroyed. Obviously, you go around the arena and you destroy all of the crystals so that the dragon can no longer regenerate. I think we've killed 3, 4, but they're all in a circle. They should be pretty obvious. He can also one-shot you, even with Netherite on, even with a chest plate from Draconic on. You need crazy good gear to survive this dragon. He is so strong. This really is like an end game kind of boss, Once you've destroyed all of them, obviously the Chaos Guardian can no longer regenerate. You can use a sword, a bow. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to use a bow, and look, this is on easy difficulty, but look when I've got my bow upgraded, how fast I can get his shield down. So the first bar is a shield, the second bar is going to be a health bar, basically, but it's going to be tough, and therefore having this crazy kind of bow is going to make life so much easier, because you can just fire at will and think, well, hopefully it hits it, and at these kind of speeds, it should really. Could probably add a few more velocity upgrades and it will hit it even faster. Once the shield's down, the bar goes orange. But you can see here, with this kind of bow, this is honestly my top tip. Just make sure you have a crazy good draconic bow with loads of module upgrades. Really. And you'll be fine. And then damage, really, you know, it's going to depend on your mod pack, but I would just have the absolute best of the best of the best gear that you can, really. You need some crazy gear. It even used to be able to, in earlier versions, be able to kill players in creative, which is just mental. But it can't do that in the later versions on, you know, 1.20 and above, etc., or below, but, you know. Maddie, the head of potatoes, has awoken nearby. Righto. And then when the dragon dies, it comes swooping down into the centre, and it will leave you a dragon heart, just as the normal Ender Dragon would. So, come on, explode, will you? Haven't got all day. We're trying to do a tutorial here. There we go. You can see there's loads of XP here. It's going to drop some... Well, that might be from a Enderman, actually. It's going to drop a dragon heart, as you can see here, just like the Ender Dragon does. But what you're also going to see is there's going to be lightning. So, just standing here, can you see that lightning hitting there? Well, this lightning actually means something. So, let's wait for it again. Okay, so there's the lightning. And if I just dig down through the obsidian, from the lightning, what you're going to see is I've gone down into draconium-infested, infused obsidian. And I've come down into this kind of crater. Now, it's probably quite hard to see on this stream. I have got it on bright, but it's not bright enough. Can you see here, we've got the Chaos Crystal. So I'm just going to go into survival. And I'm going to make some space. Now, you can mine. It can take a really long time. If you look at the bar at the top of my screen, you can do it with Netherite. I'm not sure if diamond works, but Netherite's fine. Doesn't have to be a draconic pickaxe. Takes a really long time to mine. But eventually you will mine the Chaos Crystal underneath it. Now, you can only get into this if the Chaos Guardian has obviously been killed. And the lightning shows you where the chamber is. So look out for the lightning. And you get 5 Chaos Shards. 5 Chaos Shards make 9 large Chaos Fragments. And oh my god, a large Chaos Fragment makes 9 small Chaos Fragments. And you get 5 of the biggest one every time you kill the dragon. You can't respawn it. You would now need to go to a different island. If you've done it at 10,000x, then you would go to 20,000x, you know, or 10,000 Z to the next Chaos Dragon island. If you're playing on a server, sometimes server admins, is what I used to do on a server, is I would reset the end so that people on the server could keep going to 10,000x, rather than, you know, if one player's done the first 10, the next player has to go to 100,000x coordinate, which is obviously quite a long way. You can just delete the end dimension folder and it'll respawn it. And these are basically used for the end game crafting. So a chaotic core, you need a large chaos fragment, and you use, you know, draconic. A chaotic core is used in things like the end modules here. And also for the chaotic tools. This is how you upgrade them. The tools into, you know, the absolute best tools here, like draconic into chaotic, for example. That's how you get all of the amazing tools. And how you upgrade a reactor stabilizer frame into a reactor stabilizer, which now would bring us on to, at this point in playing Draconic Evolution, how to use the reactor.